Hey, Ben, I don't want to do the Roop thing anymore.
You mean like the root? You don't want to do that anymore?
No, I'm done with that.
Why? Did something happen?
You don't read or listen to anything, do you?
Read or listen to what? I'll tell you what I listened to. I listened to John Miller wax poetic during what was supposed to be a 5-minute rain delay. A rain delay that I will add, Matthew, they didn't even know was happening because apparently the umpires and everybody just walked off the field while Walt Weiss and Tony Vitello just had like a long, quiet bro chat by second base in the misting rain. It was really quite a scene. Just two baseball guys talking baseball out there on the dirt while the rain settled into the puddles. And John just rambled on about whatever he was rambling on. And then every now and then, F.P. Santangelo would remind you that he was there by saying, "Ooh, tractors." Anyway, what were we talking about?
I don't want to do the Roop thing anymore.
Okay, we don't have to do the Roop thing anymore then.
All right, Bob, just hit it.
Welcome to Giant Cocktails, where the jokes are sharp and so are the giants. Here are your hosts, Ben and Matthew Henry.
Woohoo! Woo! Welcome to episode 375 of Giant Cocktails, where the Giants are sharp because they swept somebody.
That's right. We had to take advantage of it while we could, Ben.
Yeah. Woo! Series sweep, baby. Yeah.
A little help from Mother Nature. Yes.
Yeah. Not only did the baseball gods help us, but Zeus himself helped us. It was a bunch of just gods from all different domains coming together. It was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. Sounds like a great time to talk about Livan Hernandez.
Indeed.
Matthew, Livan Hernandez had a 3.75 ERA in the year 2000. In the year 2000! When he went 17-11 in the inaugural season at then Pac Bell Park. And I was there for almost all of those games. The Giants won the National League West that year with a 97-65 record. 4 of the Giants' 5 starters started at least 30 games each, and all won at least 11 games, and all had records over 500. Man, we had it good.
The deeper I dug into this, I was like, oh, man, that was a good year. Like we haven't seen a year like that.
You haven't heard anything yet. Listen to these names.
Oh, okay.
Listen. Besides Livan Hernandez, those starters included Russ Ortiz.
Russell the Love Muscle.
Sean Estes. Kids, you know him from TV. Kirk Reeder.
Yeah, Woody.
And 38-year-old Mark Gardner. But not only that, all-time great Twins closer Joe Nathan got 15 starts that year and went 5-2, but with a 5.21 ERA. Now, the reason that pitchers have good records is usually because their team scores lots of runs. And boy, the Giants from the early 2000s, they knew how to score runs.
Yeah, you go look at the lineup for the year 2000 Giants.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You go look at the lineup from 93 all the way to like 2005.
Well, when Barry Bonds is sitting at number 3 the entire time, I mean, it's
just the names that move around him. It's just a magical time. It's a magical time. They didn't win any World Series during that time, though. So whatever.
But we weren't really complaining about it then, though. Like we were winning games, we were coming close.
That's true because we hadn't won the World Series then, and coming close was good enough.
Well, especially if you'd gone through the 80s, like it was.
It's true.
You really appreciated what you had at that point.
Well, and the 80s were better than the 70s.
Yeah, this is true. It was getting better. It was getting better. And
Yeah,
it culminated in 2000, like a parabolic arc, and now we're on the downside.
That's right. Now we're back on the downside. We've peaked in our lives. I'm sorry to tell you, the rest of Giants Nation, but the Giants will not be good again for another 40 years. After Matthew and I are long dead. Bob, isn't this the time where you...
Enough with the banter. Let's talk cocktails.
Yeah, you let me go on too long, sir. Hit me.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Bob, today I'm drinking a cocktail that I'm calling Annie's Cocktail. Why is it called Annie's Cocktail? Well, Bob, there I was, standing in the middle of my kitchen, and I just needed some John Denver. So I said, Alexa, play John Denver's Country Roads, and she did. But then after that, she just spun out Annie's song. And I was like, wow, what an enigmatic song about a beautiful, straight-haired blonde lady from the 70s. At least that's how I envision her. And I just was inspired to create a cocktail that made me feel as wistful, but somehow melancholy as that song does. And this is pretty much what it was like listening to John Miller while I waited for the tractors to fix the field on Tuesday. What do I do next? Oh, yeah, anyway, we'll find out what's in Annie's Cocktail at the end of the episode.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Thanks, Ben. Personally, I think I would have gone with Grandma's Feather Bed. Maybe Thank God I'm a Country Boy. But Annie's song as inspiration. All right, can't wait to hear it. Can't wait to hear it.
None of those songs would have inspired a cocktail.
I beg to differ.
They might have inspired me to jump on the couch.
Little known fact, actually, just a tidbit for you. John Denver was my first concert.
Oh, nice.
The Cow Palace.
I mean, that is a little known fact because it's pointless to most people.
It is. It is. It's one of those things, though, that comes up in like meetings and stuff when those icebreakers and everybody asks you what your first concert is. John Denver, man. John Denver is always first.
Sweet.
Anyway, my cocktail is called the Velas Sour. We had a comment on Spotify about wanting recommendations about Cabo. And I went to Grand Velas, all-inclusive resort right outside of Cabo last week. And this was one of their signature cocktails, poolside. I did a little bit of a tweaking, but it's called the Velas Sour. And I'll tell you all about it at the end of the episode.
Yes, Justin K from Spotify asked Matthew for Cabo recommendations. I didn't listen to what Matthew just said, but I hope it was useful to you, Justin.
Tell you more when I get into the cocktail.
Oh, okay. The more coming, Justin. But he's going to be drunk by then, so I'm not going to make any guarantees it's going to be good. Anyway, today is Thursday, June 18th, as we record this podcast. It's time for a vibes check. Because we're cowards and we can't talk about the record on this show. Matthew.
Yes?
On a scale of Negroni, homeostasis, or the best cocktail you've ever had, how are you feeling right now about the old San Francisco Giants?
Wednesday was a really good day. I think because of that, I'm going to say like a spiced old fashioned. I'm feeling good about the Giants.
Wow. All right. How am I feeling about the San Francisco Giants? You know what? I'm feeling pretty good too. I'm feeling like a daiquiri. You know, just a straight, solid daiquiri, which is a good thing because, you know, the Giants said they're going to do some stuff. They're willing to trade all of their expensive old men. And at first I thought they meant you and me. But then I realized we're cheap. But also they beat the Braves 2-0.
Yeah, they did.
Sweep.
Thanks to Mother Nature.
That's
seeing
right.
how Adrian Hauserdy's nuts was doing, it was like, maybe we should just pour a little rain down on this.
Yeah. So anyway, the game today, as we record this podcast, was canceled preemptively because, it was like 80 degrees, but raining.
Sounds miserable.
What is and
These are the same people that give Californians crap for living in California.
meanwhile, you guys get real hurricanes and stuff, and 80-degree storms and lightning, and it doesn't sound good. But anyway, the Giants got the heck out of there, and the game that they skipped will probably still need to be played.
Well, it is going to be played because they moved it to August 31st.
Well, oh, right. They didn't move it to the end of the season.
No, they did not. So that means the Giants were going to play 22 games in 23 days. That Monday, August 31st, was their only day off during a 23-day stretch. Mm-hmm. And now they will play 23 straight games without a break. So remember that when we're all excited about two-game sweep, and then we get hammered for 23 games straight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some people might say that's retribution from God, but I wouldn't say such a thing.
No, Landon Root might.
We agreed that we weren't going to discuss such things on the show. You and I, offline. After the opening. Anyway, yeah, that sucks. All right, so what are we going to be talking about today? Well, we're going to be talking about the Braves series. But, I think what we're really going to do as we talk about the Braves series is we're really going to focus on one special man that wise people said should be on the team last year. Right?
Opening day at the very least. Yeah.
And then the smart baseball people were like, he should be on the opening day roster. The idiots were like, he needs more seasoning. But now, even the idiots couldn't hold the man back. And the question is, Matthew, is the Eldridge Knight a Rookie of the Year candidate? Or is he an MVP candidate? Okay, no,
Oh.
I mean, look, the Giants suck, so no. He's no. The Giants suck, and so nobody on the Giants is going to have any chance of winning the MVP. But could one Bryce Eldridge be putting up MVP-type numbers? Or is this just a flash in the pan? We're going to talk about it. And then after that, we're going to talk about the trade stuff. Because the Giants went out and they said they're denying it.
Apparently they made some phone calls though. They're putting out feelers, Ben.
Yeah, they're putting out feelers, and basically everybody's on the market.
Did you notice that? No, you never hear that phrase about anything else. There's no feelers being put out about anything else but trades. Like I don't put out feelers about what I'm going to eat that night. I don't put out feelers about what someone might think about me. It's just always about baseball trades. Those are the only things that people put feelers out about.
I imagine salespeople put out feelers, Matthew. I don't know. I don't sell crap. I don't do that. That's the least important part of a business, selling stuff.
I don't think they put out feelers. I think they just call you nonstop until you either answer the phone or block their number.
Yeah, they don't have to do that anymore. Now they can have AI do it for them. Wow, we live in the greatest timeline. What a time to be alive. All right, let's talk about the Braves, Matthew. Oh, no, wait. First, we have tidbits. Oh, God, you do this. I don't.
Ben Tyler Malley started his rehab assignment. He allowed 1 run over 3 innings while throwing 63 pitches. That could be an improvement over some of the players we have in our current rotation.
Okay. I like the fact that he only gave up 1 run to... What level was he at?
Sacramento.
Okay. I like the fact that he only gave up 1 run to quadruple A players. 63 pitches in 3 innings?
Yeah, I mean, that's Robbie-esque. That's,
That's Robbie Ray. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. That's very San Francisco Giants starting rotation.
I mean, that's okay, that tracks, right? I mean, every Giant pitcher has to throw at least 20 pitches in an inning. I mean,
except Logan Webb. But yes, other than that.
Correct.
Logan's the exception that proves the rule. He's the one that's good. The other one's, All right. Gotcha.
The only reason I bring him up is that, when he comes back, they're either going to put him in the bullpen or they're going to kick out either Trevor McDonald or Hauser D's nuts, right? I mean,
they don't have to do that. They don't have to do that. I was thinking about this. And you know what I remembered, Matthew?
What did you remember?
Our bullpen sucks. And so I thought, like, what
You could suck in the bullpen. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you could put a bad starting pitcher into your sucky bullpen. You could call him the long man. You know? And then he could pitch there. And, like, I don't know, they send down Beck or Henches or, some guy. I don't like, they had a lot of guys that you just wouldn't care
Guys that write things on their hats. Yeah, you could just send them.
I'm not picking them out for that reason. But, I mean, Henches, well, he didn't write anything on his hat, did he?
No, he didn't wear the hat.
Well, yeah, which, we're not talking about that. What my point is that Henches is, he had a good outing in Atlanta. I will say that. But before that, but the point is there's a lot of guys down there that Mally's could take their spot and nobody would really worry about it. Why does he have to come in and take away Trevor McDonald's spot? And I get it, Trevor hasn't been all that in a bag of chips every outing. But I'd rather watch McDonald suck than Mally suck,
Yeah, absolutely.
And I like saying Hauser D's nuts.
I do.
So I want to keep him there too.
Okay. On a completely side note, though, did you realize that Bryce Eldridge is not the tallest guy on the Giants?
What? No. What? No.
Sam Henches is 6'8", according to Baseball Reference.
What?
We never hear about that.
What? That can't be real.
It can't be, right? Because they say he's 6'8", 255 on Baseball Reference.
I got to tell you, I can't remember a Sam Henches outing. So I'm like, And he's a pitcher, so even when you do look at him, you're just like, you can't.
You're like, yeah, they all look tall because they're on the mound. Yeah. Yeah.
I dispute.
Things that make you go,
I dispute because nobody's talked about it.
Another tidbit, though. Elliot Ramos also on a starting rehab assignment this week, so he could be back.
Ooh, now that is interesting.
Yeah, he's just going to reclaim his left field spot and knock old Casey or whatever back on the bench, right?
Yeah, I think that's what'll happen. The Giants will knock Casey back on the bench, and to make room for Elliott, they will send Bryce Eldridge back to AAA for more seasoning. This is what will happen.
Yeah, I think we joke, but I think it will be interesting to see what does happen. Like, the most likely episode I think I see is that poor Elliott's going to get on the bench. I don't think he's going to get his job back. He's going to get like Wally pipped, Ben.
Yeah, I agree. That seems to be the most likely scenario until they move one Luis Arise, which we now know will absolutely happen, but we're getting ahead of ourselves because we have to talk about the Braves series. All right, Matthew. This first game was so confusing.
Well, it was a tale of 2 days.
Well, yeah, it technically took place on Tuesday, but most of it was played on Wednesday. It had one of the best relief outings the San Francisco Giants have ever seen. It was right up there with Bumgarner in Game 7 of the World Series. Now,
sure.
I get you. The circumstances were different, but I don't know. Like, let's go. Maybe we could compare the two numbers, and see who was better, who had a better relief appearance. Robbie Ray in Tuesday's game, which was actually on Wednesday, that he actually started, but it was really a relief appearance, or Bumgarner in Game 7. I don't know. But anyway, the point is, wow, just in the nick of time, just as the man went on the meat market, it's a trade market. He's always on the meat market with those tight pants of his. Man. But anyway, yeah, he looked real good. He looked real good out there. Apparently what the man needs is a little humidity. Right? Help bring back the mojo. So, yeah, I mean, Hauser was, typical Hauser. And then Robbie Ray comes in, pitches 6 1/3 innings, giving up only 2 hits, walking 2 and striking out 8. Good sir. Do you know how Mr. Bumgarner did in Game 7 of the World Series?
Yes. He pitched 5 innings, giving up 2 hits, no walks, no runs, 4 strikeouts.
Okay. Robbie Ray pitched 6 1/3, 2 hits, and 0 runs, 2 walks. Okay, that's worse. But 8 strikeouts. I argue the Ray relief appearance was better. I win. I'm right. This is the greatest relief appearance by any San Francisco Giant ever.
But Bumgarner's did end with a World Series victory.
Pish posh.
Okay.
All right. Neither here nor there. Matthew, don't get caught up in the winning. Okay.
For a meaningless game in June, sure, it was a better game.
Give me this.
It was impressive. And I will say that maybe they should think about having an opener for Robbie Ray every game.
It shouldn't be Adrian Hauser, though.
Maybe not. No, that was the part of the flaw in that argument. Yeah. But he did benefit from the fact that the Braves lineup had all these left-handers in it because it was facing Hauser, and then all of a sudden, so take that with you will. But he pitched well, and I will say that maybe he was auditioning in front of the Braves.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw some articles also saying that Luis Ariz would also be a good fit for the Braves. Sorry, not Luis Ariz, Willy Adames. So auditions all around. I want to talk about Bryce Eldridge, but really quickly, how was it for you seeing old Doobie and Yes?
I did get a little nostalgic, I will say. I have fond memories of both. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the Giants gave up on Dubon maybe a little too early.
Way too early. I mean, it was him or Tyro, as I remember it. They had to release one of the two. It was going to be Tyro or it was going to be Doobie. Now, at this point in their careers, Doobie's a much better player.
Yeah. They probably did make the right choice at the time, though, because
but Tyro had some really good seasons following that. So it was a tough call. But nonetheless, I think they let him go for too little. I think they were a little blasé about him.
They got a catcher for him that they gave up 2 days later.
Yeah.
That was weird.
But anyway, it was also nice to see Mike. In a lot of ways, I think of that era as the Mike Yastrzemski era.
He was kind of emblematic of that whole era, right? I mean, kind of getting more out of a guy than you thought you'd get. Yeah. That was kind of that whole era, right?
Yeah, but also just sort of not really accomplishing a whole lot.
Fair.
I mean...
But speaking of eras, though, I think I am really excited about the Bryce Eldridge era.
All right, take us away then. What did you like about Eldridge in this series?
Well, that first game, he went 2 for 4 with an RBI, and it just illustrated how good he has become. And I even started I'm so kind of attuned to him being striking out and the struggling Eldridge and needing more seasoning. I kind of bought into the whole Giants narrative. And then you go look at what he's done since being called up this season. And I am left feeling like we should have seen him a lot sooner. And Bryce Eldridge right now, since he started playing every day in mid-May, Ben, has the 3rd highest weighted runs created plus in all of baseball. And that's, I think, only Shohei Ohtani and Yordan Alvarez have a higher weighted runs created plus than he does since mid-May. So for the last month. He leads all rookies with weighted runs created plus with 168. Even over Murakami of the White Sox, who's at 155. He leads all rookies in batting average and on-base percentage and is second only to Murakami in slugging by 0.002 of a point or whatever. So he is arguably the best rookie in baseball right now and one of the best baseball players in baseball right now.
Yeah. I mean, it is... That's the part I really want to focus on. Is that it's not just that he is performing well as a rookie. It's that he is performing well as a baseball player. He is one of the absolute best right now. And it's only been 33 games. But also let's keep in mind what those first 10 games were like.
There were a lot of offers in that first 8 to 10 games.
Exactly. Sure. Exactly. It's what he has done over the last 20 games, the last 3 weeks, has been, I don't even know how to describe it. We haven't seen a player play like this. We haven't seen a player this young perform at this level since Buster. And I think that all of that goes with the pedigree and the fact that it just keeps coming, you know? And his at-bats, and like he had an at-bat where I think it was, I'm trying to remember if it was in the walk or not, but I don't remember exactly, but I believe it was in the walk to force in a run in game 1 when he had the bases loaded walk, where he challenged a pitch that would have been a strikeout. And, he's been very, very good at that.
Yeah.
Right?
He's been the best of the Giants players at that.
Which is crazy because of his giant strike zone, right? And just having the confidence to make that call, right? Like, and that, like, in a bases loaded situation, it's always good to use your ABS challenges when the bases are loaded, right?
Yes.
Because the situation calls for it. But for me, the next question is just like, can we keep this up? And it's funny that you say that because it's like, we haven't seen something like this in so long that there is a part of me that just feels like, surely this will fall off.
Well, same, because good things don't happen to the Giants and Giants fans, right? I mean, we don't get that.
We don't get prospects hitting.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
And I have been like hearing so much about Bryce Eldridge and, top 20 prospect, top 10 prospect, the guy, the untradeable Bryce Eldridge. And yet you just kind of hold your breath with him because you're just so used to the Giants being the Giants. And it really looks like he's been coming into his own and has become the player that everybody said that he could be. And I really don't know how to react to that. Like, it is something that is like, I'm at a loss for words on how to react, but I'm really enjoying it.
I am too. It has only been 33 games, but his numbers are, he's a 319 batting average, a 405 on base percentage, a 558 slugging percentage, and a 173 OPS plus. And I know you already went over some of those stats, but it's just like, those are like MVP numbers, right? And again, it's only been 33 games. He would have to do that for a whole season to even be considered for that. But we all know he won't win it because the MVP award doesn't go to teams that suck. Right? But do you think he can win the Rookie of the Year? Like, I mean, obviously he could. Do you think he's got a good chance at it?
I do. I mean, 33 games is 33 games. But what we've seen so far is a guy that has power, that has a good control of the strike zone, striking out way less than what we were told to expect.
Yeah.
I don't see why and the fact that the Giants now seem very committed to playing him every day. So you put all those together, I think he could win Rookie of the Year or at the very least finish in the top 2, which would be really beneficial for him.
Yes. And could have been beneficial for the Giants.
Yes. If the Giants had started him or brought him up in the first 2 weeks of the season, and he won Rookie of the Year, the Giants would have gotten an extra first-round draft pick.
Oh.
But they didn't. They didn't believe it. They didn't want to do it.
Somebody had told them to do that.
If only they'd listened to Giant Cocktails, Ben. Bryce Eldridge still has something that he could do for himself. If he wins Rookie of the Year, he gets an extra year of Major League service time, which starts his clock towards arbitration quicker. So he could make himself some money.
That sucks for us.
It does. Yeah, it does. Particularly because I think they were hoping that by the time he reached arbitration, the Damas, Chapman, Devers deals.
Yeah, I was going to say Rafael Devers is getting all his money right now. That's the problem. Because this would be a good time to lock him up to a long-term contract.
It really would.
This was a mistake. It was always a mistake. They should have leaned into him earlier, and if he had faltered, then they should have pulled him back down. that was always an option they had. I felt like they babied him. This whole stuff about seasoning, it's a load of crap. Like, every player is different. Every player has a different trajectory. The superstars show up when they're 21 or younger and are great. And nobody did that. Nobody, Buster Posey didn't go out there and hit fungos and build that. Okay, maybe Ken Griffey Sr. built that. But other than that, Bobby Bonds, maybe. Okay, a little bit. Okay, but you know what I mean. No team built that. And this formulaic approach, this fear of bringing up guys too early, I don't know. I really think it hurt them, right? I really think it hurt them. And I think really it was a dumb decision to not bring him up on opening day this year. It was a no-brainer to me. They were wrong then, and I'm definitely going to gloat now that it's obvious that they're wrong now. All right. It is what it is, Matthew.
It is what it is. They didn't do it, so
now we have to move on and accept it. Just like we have to accept the fact that the Giants are, well, they're one game over a Negroni right now.
Okay.
But they're basically a Negroni under 500. Buster's thrown in the towel. Like, not just on the season, but on his whole strategy, apparently.
What strategy?
Give the established veteran players long-term contracts for lots of money and watch the wins roll in. That strategy.
Oh, yeah, that philosophy.
He's like, well, that didn't work. Now, I will give you this. Buster Posey, not afraid to give up on a plan.
He's like a Ross. He's like a Ross from Friends. Pivot! Pivot!
Exactly. Which is fascinating because a lot of GMs would be like, no, I spent all this money on these guys and we're going to stick it out. And then for 5 years, the fan base would just suffer. But he's like, nope. Ready to move on from Willie Adames, Matt Chapman, and Rafael Devers if I can find a deal that at least 2 of them are amenable to, because 2 of them have no trade clauses. But Rafael Devers does not. So, apparently they are on the market. And if they're on the market, so are Robbie Ray and Luis Ariz. And anybody
Absolutely.
else that anybody's interested in. But there's nobody else, right? There's nobody else.
Well, not according to the ESPN Top 100 trade candidates.
Oh.
There are you got one Caleb Killian and JT Brubaker also in the mix. There are five Giants in the top 75, by the way, that are on the trade list. But that doesn't even include Adames or Devers, because it's assumed that their contracts are just so big and onerous that they won't get traded. And it also doesn't include someone like Harrison Bader, who, if we can get him healthy, somebody might take him.
I don't know that anybody's going to take Bader at this point, just because of the injuries. I think he's a really interesting player. I really like his power. Really opened my eyes when he came back after that first injury. But I just think as a trade piece right now, the injuries are just too much. I just don't think that a lot of teams are going to give up anything, if much, for him. Maybe something really small just to get him and kick the tires. But
in that respect, I think you're right. I think whatever they get back is kind of going to be negligible, but it might they have some kind of log jams in their outfield, and this might just kind of be a necessity. Get rid of them.
Yeah, but they can always DFA a guy on a 1-year contract.
Well, he's got a 2-year contract.
Oh,
he's on sign for next year.
What, Buster? God, Buster! What in the God? God.
Him and Hauser D's nuts, man. They were great signings.
Okay. Well, you can still DFA a guy on 2 years. It's fine.
You could.
Yeah, I mean, you can. If you need to make room for guys who deserve to play and are going to make your team better. You're still spending the same amount of money, but you're getting better production by him not being there. That is a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's right. The sunk fallacy.
Yeah, the sunk cost fallacy. Yes. Yeah, but let's focus on those other guys. Because the fact of the matter is the Giants do have some interesting pieces in their bullpen. JT Brubaker has been very reliable. And he's pitched a lot of innings. Like the guy can just go out there and get it done. And I, for one, would not miss him at all.
No, I mean, trade him to the Texas Rangers. They don't even celebrate Pride.
Yeah, exactly. Or anybody. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, like, what I care about are the Giants. And I think that, like, the Giants should... making moves like that, without a doubt, is going to lead to a lot of losses. Because the bullpen is already on threads, right?
Yes.
You get rid of Brubaker, you get rid of Killian. Ouch.
And I mean, not only does it hurt this year, but it really challenges the Giants going into, future years because they got to build a bullpen. I mean, there's just no way about it.
And that's fine, Matthew. I totally trust Buster Posey to build a bullpen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he's totally done it before, right?
Given his track record.
Yes, exactly.
Of 1 year. I mean, the guy's a fast learner. I will say that. And he does respond quickly. We'll see what happens. But I don't know what the pitching prospects pipeline looks like right now. But I get the feeling that it is not as good as the position player pipeline. So I'm concerned. I'm concerned about the future of the Giants bullpen. But I don't, it's not like the Giants, I think they can kick that can down the road. If you can move guys like Killian and Brubaker, you should do it. And I think you absolutely should consider moving Devers and Devers especially, just because he's just been so underwhelming this year.
Well, then it also opens up the spot for Bryce Eldridge.
Right. That's the reason. That's the reason. It's like you move Devers, and if you move Devers, folks, you're going to be selling low.
Well, and you're also probably going to have to pay a big chunk of his salary.
This is what I mean. Like, you're going to have to pay a lot of money. But just pretend you're paying that to Bryce Eldridge, who is better. Right? I mean, that's how you do this math. Yeah, sure. In an ideal world, you're not paying Bryce Eldridge a lot of money because while he's good in his good years, because that's the way it's supposed to work. But you signed Devers, or you traded for Devers. You took on that payment. It turned out to be a mistake. Just pretend you're giving that money to Eldridge and not to Devers. Free up that roster spot. Free up the position, which, by the way, Bryce Eldridge looks effing great every time he plays first base to me.
Looks good enough, that's for sure.
Like, the more I watch him, the more this seasoning thing just enrages me. I just... Whatever.
Well, okay, you mentioned, though, like, opening up spots. So what's more important at this point? Like, as you're getting into the trade deadline, is getting back quality prospects the important thing? Or is opening up spots and gaining payroll flexibility the most important thing? Do you even care what we get back at this point?
I think opening up spots for your position players and getting as much payroll flexibility is way more important than prospect returns.
I think I agree. I mean, it'd be nice to get something back, but right now with Elliot Ramos coming back, we just talked about the Casey Schmidt not having a place. If Arise gets traded, then we got a spot for him. Also, if Chapman gets traded, which is he's listed as number 20 or 25 on the ESPN list, that also opens it up a spot for Casey Schmidt. So there are some spots for Casey Schmidt there. If Devers gets traded, which I still think is highly unlikely because the Giants are not probably going to want to trade that much or pay that much money, but it does open up it does solve the Bryce Eldridge problem for sure.
It does. And I don't think it's a huge miss if they don't trade Devers, because I think Devers still has good years in him. Like, we don't exactly know what's going on with him, right? And like, he has had some stretches this season where we've seen the old Devers appear, right? So this season is more of an anomaly than anything else. So like, I don't think it's horrible if they don't trade Devers, but I don't think they need to keep him, right? If they can. Yeah. So
if there's somebody that says, "Hey, we really are interested in Devers," they should do everything they can to make that work.
Yeah. Like I think the ideal position for Casey Schmidt to play is third base, but I think he's probably a much better second baseman than he is a left fielder. right?
Although he has yet to make an error in the outfield.
I don't. Casey Schmidt's a good baseball player, right? And I think that's clear, right?
Which is kind of funny because we were so worried about Elliot Ramos's defense out in left field, and yet Casey Schmidt's able to kind of. He doesn't look pretty sometimes, spinning the wrong way and all that, but he tends to make the play. So that's great.
The point is that then that does free up a spot for Ramos to get back out into the lineup, and suddenly this team looks very young, looks very good, and you have a lot of flexibility. And then if you can get payroll flexibility, you start to have the freedom to plug in with people like next year's Luis Ariz, and there's not going to be a next year's Luis Ariz, okay? This was a flash in the pan. The Luis Ariz contract just doesn't happen. I think we should worry less about the prospect that the Giants get back and more about the payroll that they unload as they move these guys. But any movement is good. Any movement is good because it will loosen up playing positions for guys that are establishing themselves that are cheap. And then because they've saved money, they will be able to fill in the holes with free agents in the future. All right, Matthew. Allegedly, the Giants are going to play some baseball. And because the Marlins play in a dome, I think that's highly likely.
Agreed.
So, that's it. The boys are going to Miami. And it looks like the probable starters are Lake against Landon. This guy's name is Lake?
that's what it said on the probables, and I was like, that can't be right. There's that guy sounds like he's out of some soap opera.
We can't
Lake
get
Bachar.
Can we get Tugboat T Tugboat up, and then we could have a Tugboat versus Lake?
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun.
But no pressure on Landon because the Giants are on the verge of winning their 4th straight game.
Oh!
For the first time this season.
Landon, first of all, the next time you hear ooh when you're in San Francisco, you might want to not listen too closely. Second of all, yeah, dude, this is it. This is the deal. The Giants have not won 4 games in a row all season. If they accomplish that feat, they would be the 30th team in Major League Baseball this year to accomplish it. So go get them, boys.
Go get them.
And then after that, it's Max Meyer versus Trevor McDonald.
E-I-E-I-O.
And then Ryan Gusto versus Logan Webb.
Gusto. Gonna give him the old gusto.
We don't want to give him the old gusto. We don't want your gusto. I don't have anything witty to say. For the first time on this show.
It's the first time for everything.
Yeah. First time Ben doesn't have a bad joke to say.
Isn't it time for the booze, boys?
Yes, Bob, let me talk for 7 minutes about Annie's cocktail.
What are you drinking, Ben?
I literally just said the name of the cocktail, dude. What is the matter with you? The Giants might trade you. Because you're worth something. Jeez.
This episode is running long because Ben can't shut up.
You got a little venom in that one. Anyway, today, Bob, thank you for asking. That's very kind of you. I am drinking a cocktail called Annie's Cocktail, inspired by the song Annie's Song, sung by John Denver. And what is in Annie's Cocktail? Well, this is kind of Fitzgerald. But what I did, Bob, is I dug around in my bar to find my Icelandic pink gin, which I had intentionally, it was a Wounded Soldier, Bob, and I had intentionally not consumed it because I really like it and I didn't want it to go away and finish it because I really enjoyed it and I really miss the country of Iceland and, just reasons. But anyway, I decided to finish off the Wounded Soldier. So it has 1.5 to 2 ounces of Icelandic pink gin. You can just use pink gin or you can just use gin. That's fine. Don't stress. Then it has 3/4 of an ounce of lavender syrup. And yes, I used the lavender extract again. I didn't fly to France. I didn't then go to Morocco. I didn't do Matthew's bougie stuff. I just got it from a store. I didn't even do that. I just took my wife's stuff. And then you have 1 to 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. You put all of that into a shaker with ice. You shake it until it's well chilled, and then you strain that into a chilled coupe glass. And that is how you make Annie's cocktail. And that's what I'm drinking today, Bob.
That's a tasty cocktail.
It was so good.
Did it light up your senses?
It lit up my senses. No. It lit up my senses.
Like a night in the forest? I can't remember.
Like
the words.
a night in the door frame. Like a night in the darkest. Like a night.
Well, it is a night in the forest. I just looked it up. You're right. I was right.
That's camping. That's camping, John.
He was all into the camping stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I'm drinking something called a Velas Sour because when we were in Mexico, in Cabo last week, my fiance and I, we stayed at a all-inclusive resort called Grand Velas. All-inclusive is rather expensive. We decided it was worth it because we really wanted to have a wonderful just experience. Yes, my fiance knew I was going to propose this week, so it wasn't that big of a surprise, although I did make it. She was surprised in the end because she didn't know when it was going to be. But anyway, one of the staple drinks when at poolside was they gave you this thing called the Velas Sour. And it had Blanco Tequila, Amaretto, and lime juice. I have doctored it just a little bit. So this is what I am calling the Velas Sour. It has 1.5 ounces of Blanco Tequila, a 1/2 ounce of Mezcal, 1 ounce of Amaretto, 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, and 1 bar spoon of Agave Syrup. You're going to shake all those ingredients with ice, strain into a Collins glass with fresh ice, and garnish with an orange slice or a brandied cherry. It's actually really, really tasty, especially when you're laying out in a pool, getting all toasty. So that's what I'm drinking, Bob. The Velas Sour.
That's a tasty cocktail.
Actually, it's really good. It goes down really fast, so be warned. And that's a wrap, folks. Thank you for listening. We'll be back on Monday after the Marlin series. But if you can't wait that long to get your fix, feel free to reach out to us on the social medias where we go by the username Giant Cocktails. Don't forget, you can also listen to us on YouTube. So run over there to like, subscribe, and comment. But most importantly, be sure to leave us a positive review. Like 5-star positive, right, Bob?
It's not positive if it's not 5-star positive.
Exactly. At your podcasting platform of choice, aka Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Ben, it was great talking Giants with you. Until next time, cheers, my friend.
Like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. Cheers, Matthew. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. I still like Grandma's feather bed.
Thanks for listening to the Giant Cocktails Podcast. The next round's on me.
Just sat there looking at you like, why is he looking at me that way? Oh, yeah. We have an outro. I got to put that.
Grandma's big feather bed.
6 feet wide, 8 feet wide, soft as a downy chick. That's all I remember. I don't know.
Yeah. John Denver, underrated.
Agreed.
Yeah. I feel like there's like a danger of him being forgotten. You know?
Oh, well, we should do our best to keep his memory alive.
I don't know that we should do our best.
Oh, well, you just made a cocktail. It's now immortal.
Yeah, that's true. Immortalized on Giant Cocktails. John Denver's legacy is assured.
It was 9 feet wide and 6 feet.
9 feet long, 6 feet wide. Gee,
that's right. 9 feet high, 6 feet wide. 9 feet high.
What the
Fire truck.
I went the whole goddamn show without having to put Bob over what? And you 9 feet high. What the hell is that? John?
6 feet wide and soft as a downy chick. It was made from the feathers of 4011 geese. Took a whole bolt of cloth for the tick. Whatever the heck that means.
Did you say 4011 geese?
Yes, 4011 geese. And then
Is
took
that
a whole
51?
bolt of cloth. That's a good question. Yes.
4011 geese.
Not 11. 4011.
Oh, 4011 geese. I see.
So 44?
Oh, I thought they were leavened like bread.
No, it's apostrophe 11. Like it's like 11, but that's not how they said it in the song. And then took a whole bolt of cloth for the tick. I don't even know what that means. What is a whole bolt of cloth for a tick? What's a tick?
It's a little insect that latches on and...
well, I know, but that doesn't seem like that's what they're referring to in the song. I don't know.
Okay. I'm not looking at the lyrics, and you've really freaked me out with this whole 4011 thing. Is that like...
It did hold 8 kids and 4 hound dogs and a piggy that they stole from the shed.
Is the band 411 named... Or is that 311? 4 doors down? 7 doors down. What? Mommy? What? Am I having a stroke? What's happening? No, I'm okay. And scene.
Okay.